Hi y'all. To say a lot has been happening in my life would definitely be an understatement. Tons of things have been happening. I think most of them fall under the normal personal life category, but yeah, this is my first vlog in quite some time, and I wanted to apologize and say hi and say I love you and I miss you, and I'm so sorry that I haven't managed to do a 𝗤𝗔𝗩𝗜𝗚𝗚𝗏𝗏 vlog lately with Joe and Co as the fuel behind it. So today it is 3:29, and what I typically do at 3:29 is walk my kids home from school pickup. So I flip-flop my day a little bit today. So one crazy thing that we've started doing, and my husband is in charge of it, but I'm a little too bossy probably, but I had some input. Lincoln is actually being homeschooled right now. He is my first grader, and he was struggling in first grade, and we didn't see his needs being met because he had different needs that we thought needed to be met, and the school wasn't able to meet them. So yeah, I'm trying to be sensitive about the subject. I still have Juliet at the exact same school, so I don't hate the school. I just know what my son needs, and just that. So I'm going to give y'all that angle. Oh my gosh, there is cheese on my phone right now. So I showed you a second ago of the yummy food I'm eating. I don't know why I'm using my hands today so much, but I have tried to make a vlog a ton of times. I just never finished it, and it never felt complete without being able to document a whole entire day from beginning to end. And this one's kind of like a cheater because I'm starting at 3 o'clock, but we're homeschooling Lincoln, and Edward does that in the morning. But today I worked all morning, and I decided to take him to lunch, and I took him on a play date with another little boy that is kindergarten age, so they only have 1 year difference, and he's being homeschooled right now, and then he will be put into regular kindergarten at the start of August, September, y'all know what I mean. So yeah, so we're homeschooling Lincoln. Edward does it in the morning, and then our pool right now needs a ton of maintenance, and so my husband is doing that, and he's been doing that for 3 days. So I've been cooking dinner and being mom of the year, because normally that's what he does since I'm the one that's working. So I cooked dinner. I made the best shrimp tacos that I've ever had in my whole entire life, and I'm not a very good cook. I'm decent at baking. I also made the best brownies that anyone in my family has ever tasted, so that was super exciting. And the day before I made nachos, and I think the day before that I put Scarlett in charge, but we did banana muffins, so I supervised that. Normally I do it and they come out really beautiful, but Scarlett did it, so they came out looking like a 12-year-old did them. And anyways, and I'm all funny because I never talk to y'all. I haven't talked to you in forever, so I'm paranoid about everything. Let's see, that is not gonna stay there very well, but anyways, hopefully it's not too bumpy. Yeah, so now, okay, what am I doing right now? I am first driving to Chicago Title to pick up a garage door opener, and then I am driving to Bentwater to do a final walkthrough, and then after that I am driving over to Magnolia, to the neighborhood my grandmother lives in. So this is my favorite neighborhood ever. I'm probably gonna say that about a zillion neighborhoods, but I really love this neighborhood, and it is Lake Windcrest, so it's a golf course community. I've actually personally been keeping my eye on this community because I adore it. It is one of my favorite neighborhoods, and for us personally, I'm in love with it. So I had a client buy a house, and my husband was like, if he doesn't buy it, I want it. So this is really really cool land. The house will be something that needs improvement, but it's at the bottom of the price range for this community, which is super exciting. But Lake Windcrest, so if I remember, I'll put a link to some houses for sale on Lake Windcrest, because it goes definitely pretty high up in price point. You have been able to find stuff in there in the 500s, but if you can go up to the 1-ish million mark, there it's anyways land and beauty, and neighbor has horses, you know, just like really cool stuff like that. There are so many really neat communities out in Magnolia, and I was just sitting and talking to a client about these earlier today. That's kind of why I'm rushing around. Lincoln is definitely part of it, but then I just got behind on emails, and as I'm trying to catch up, 20 more come in, and some of them are junk, of course, but I have been trying to get a handle on my inbox. I do really good, and then I will stop. I'll get busy and I won't archive stuff, so then it will look like I have 100 emails, and I'll have to go through them to make sure they're not important, even though I already addressed them. So that's kind of what I mean with like being behind on emails. It's super important to me to not archive anything until it's 100% done and over with and not important, and I don't need to remember it. And so it's got a lot of stuff in there right now. I'm caught up on replying to emails. There's only a couple that I didn't respond to in the last couple days, but they're typically someone with like a really, really long email, which is my favorite thing in the whole entire world to receive. I love really long emails, but I cannot answer those in 2 or 3 minutes. I have to sit down, and they typically take 30 minutes to an hour. So as you can imagine, I can't do those on a whim. They take a lot out of me, and I sometimes can do them late at night, but if I don't have a lot of like brain juice left, then obviously I have to reserve them for the next day. But it's all about restructuring your day. I had a migraine the other day, and I was 100% seeing spots, and I was like, Jordan, you just need to go to bed. People will understand. So that's, anyways, been catching up on emails. I guess since I have my phone propped up, I feel like really comfortable just like chit-chatting for a while. So I'm on Grand Parkway 99, and there's so much cool stuff around me right now. I've showed all this to y'all before, but there is like Target. I'm at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Grand Parkway 99. So this is a tollway. There's Target, TJ Maxx, just tons of really good stuff over here. Now I'm about to cross over Gosling, so I can see the big Amazon fulfillment center. Klein Oak High School's over here. The growth is really, really happening in this area, and especially farther north. And we personally, I don't think I'll ever be able to walk away from my neighborhood, because there's just so much I love about my neighborhood. But I'm still keeping my eye on Lake Windcrest and other Magnolia neighborhoods that are within 20 minutes of the Woodlands, because I know one day we'll want land, but you never know what you want until like you see it, right? That's kind of how I feel. So I think it's important to keep your eye on the market at all times, just in case, because you never know when something's gonna bite you. There is this one house that we fell in love with. It has come on and off the market pretty much for the last year, and we have not gone to go see it because it's occupied, and I don't like kicking anyone out of their house if I'm not 100% serious. So we have asked for like what would be the payment on this one particular house before, because we love it that much. Real estate's been a little bit up and down, and I just don't feel comfortable moving up until it's not so up and down. So we've had a lot of changes, as I said. I wish I had them like chronologically written down, and I've actually vlogged to the camera about some of these changes. I just never uploaded them. One item I talked about was a little fresh, and I wasn't very articulate about it, and so we lost a family pet that, if you go through my Instagram, you'll see him. His name is Jagger, and he was our baby, and we lost him like horrifically, traumatically. And if you know me, you know that we had a son that we lost in 2020. On April 1st was the the date that was put down, even though like we physically saw him after that day because he donated his organs. And so April 1st, and April in general is just like a crazy month for us. And then we lost Jagger about the same time as like Bubba got into his car accident. So we've just gone through a lot of really heavy stuff, and we don't do well with death at all. Like, I don't think anyone does well with it, but that's what I keep telling people. And he was a family member. The dog, like Jagger, was a family member. And if you go through my Instagram, you'll see him. He was the like gray, black, white Frenchie that we got like a year and a half ago. And so we, like, judge us if you like to, but we ended up getting another puppy. So if you look at the more recent posts, you'll see Theo, our brand new puppy dog. And if I remember, I'll throw some pictures of Theo in here because I don't want to dwell on negative things that are like beyond my control. And I know it's super sad. There's lots of sad things that happen in everybody's life. And I'm doing some really cool stuff lately. This is kind of like segueing and changing the subject, but I've been doing some really cool things lately along the lines of manifesting. And so my goal is to return to like this really big energy. I have obviously not vlogged lately, and I've obviously not been making a lot of chit-chatty videos. They take a lot out of me, and no excuse or anything like that, but there are hundreds already up, and it's like, how much more do y'all really want or need? I don't know. But my goal is to start documenting my life here a tiny bit better. Paige has been helping me out with that, so we have tons of reels and tons of really fun, cool stuff that doesn't 100% need my perspective, because she has an amazing perspective, and I'm so grateful for Paige being in my life right now. I've never had someone so perfect. One second. Okay, don't ask me what the heck I was talking about. I know we were talking about dog, and we were talking about Lincoln, and we were talking about changes. Oh, we were talking about Paige. I can't ever forget Paige. So Paige, you've seen her in some videos. She is my assistant, and I say the word like hybrid. I hope that's not offensive. It's just, she is so good at doing everything. So she helps me a little bit on the real estate side and a lot of it on the marketing side. So she's like my feet on the ground when it comes to documenting the city. And she's so stinking good at it, and I'm so happy I have her, and she's so perfect, and I love it. And I also have two other people that are behind the scenes that you probably will never see type of thing, but they are amazing. They are also perfect. It's Mark and Amira. Amira was the first person out of these three people I hired, and then her husband Mark came on, which was like the hugest blessing because it could double her workload and she could train him for me. So she helps me posting of items. I call it syndication of items. So she does my syndication of, say I write this blog post on my blog, but I want to go put it over here, she'll copy and paste it for me, and he helps as well. And then some of my market updates that you have to make a graphic for, they help me with that. It's very tedious work, so I'm like, I bow down to them. And they do a lot of little stuff that's super time consuming. So they kind of like make me feel like I'm 4/5 people, and I feel so good when I'm productive. And so I've been leaning on all of them so much lately through all of these new chapters in our life. And so we have Lincoln, we have Theo. Lincoln is doing so good. He 100% wasn't reading yet, and we got him a tutor in kindergarten, and once he entered first grade and he wasn't reading, it just didn't seem fair. And I asked for him to be tested last year, and we almost took him out of school 2 weeks before it ended. And I was just convinced by everyone that he's fine, this is where he belongs, first grade will be fine, it's exactly like kindergarten. And I just felt like I got a lot of false information, and I felt like something was wrong with Lincoln, like he was unhappy. And then I don't know what turn of events happened happened, but we didn't pull him out of school, probably because it felt stupid to do 2 weeks before he would have completed. So we kept him in. And then this year, he started with a teacher and then got moved to another classroom, which I wasn't super happy about, but he liked this new classroom better. So I was like, this is fine. But then they gave him a reading test, which I know he wasn't doing good with reading, but they gave him a reading test and said, hey, we think he might be dyslexic. And they sent home this packet of information for special ed testing, and they didn't check mark the dyslexia box. There's like 1 or 2 boxes with the word dyslexia behind them, and they didn't check mark those. And so I was just insanely unhappy about that. So I'm pretty sure I missed my turn, so we are not going to Chicago Title anymore. I have my car on silent, so when I'm filming it doesn't get in the way, but obviously it's important to exit when you need to exit. Anywho, so not the end of the world. I have until Sunday to pick this item up, so it's not the end of the world. But so we took Lincoln. So he was really sad before we started noticing how sad he was, and it was before spring break even happened. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I just felt like my kid was disappearing. And if you have children, like, everyone knows this, like, you know your kid, and you know your kid better than anyone else. And I was just I felt helpless. And I just knew that we needed some type of change, but I'm scared to make such a drastic change. And I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, but there's kind of the stigma against homeschooling or something around that. And so we knew we didn't want to put him in private school because we felt like, not that the problems would intensify, but if he's struggling with such basic items, like, he's fine with math and things like that, but like, how successful can you be if you can't read? So, and I'm not exaggerating, like, he could not read. He had not retained any of the snap words. Like, I don't know how he survived or how he functioned mentally in a classroom where he didn't know how to read. And anyways, so we had a huge talk with him, and we had a huge talk amongst ourselves, and we said, hey, and we explained everything to him, and we asked him if he wanted to be homeschooled, and he said yes, which speaks a lot in just that answer. And I really need to put this address in, but let's see here if I can spell Bentwater. My lips are so dry. So we decided that we would keep him home sick for a couple days, which ended up being a week. And then so that was a plan. Keep him home sick for a week, 13 miles, and then make a decision. And by day 2 or 3, we were certain that we were not taking him back to school. And pretty soon after that, we were pretty sure we would probably never take him back. Like, next year is not an option. Every single ounce of confidence in my child was gone. But by day 3, Edward had him reading, which was fantastic. So we started a special workbook, and by day 3, he had him reading. And by day 7, so technically day 6, because you do 5 days and then 1 day, but so technically by day 6, he had him, he read his first sentence, and he read a book, and I captured the sentence in a whole bunch of photos, which was just so cool to watch his face light up. Like, it was amazing. And of course, I don't know 100% what happened at school all the time, but from what we could tell, he just was not capable of reading. And then overnight, it felt like he was. It was just like the coolest thing in the whole entire world, and be able to witness it, it just gave me so much joy. And to see him change, he's still struggling a tiny bit with confidence and remembering certain words and things like that, but I really think it's all back to confidence, because he knows so much, and every once in a while you'll catch him and he just won't remember how to do it. But I just feel like it's a mental thing, not a capability thing, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But so we've been doing it for 3 or 4 weeks. Sorry if this is boring. We've been doing it for 3 or 4 weeks, and there's 100 lessons in this book that we got him. So teaching your kid to read in 100 lessons or something. And it essentially, I'm making this word up, but essentially guarantees or tells you that the child will be at 2nd grade reading level by the time they're done with these 100 lessons. So he is over halfway done. So he's at 5th. I don't remember the number exactly, but I remember hearing it and then thinking, oh, he's halfway done. So he's at 50 something in the lessons, and he's pretty good. He loves writing, which is the coolest thing in the world. Loves writing. He loves math. They do 3 to 4 reading, writing lessons a day, and they're doing 2 math lessons a day. And I really think the world is just going to totally open up for him once he establishes the reading. He's doing other things throughout the day, whether it's growing a snapdragon or whatever those are called. They're doing a lot of like real life things, so just simple stuff, like super simple stuff. He's learning how to read time, which they don't get taught that yet, so he's ahead of the curve there, just because he loves numbers so much. Why not? Like, he was going to bed last night and he had a whole bunch of subtraction takeaway cards, and he was sad they were only takeaway. So he has this new hunger for learning that he's never really had before. In all of kindergarten and 1st grade with the old teacher, he said he hated school, and he really did. He hated school. He couldn't tell anyone he liked school because he hated it so much. And with the new teacher this year, he stopped saying that, so that was good. It was a better environment. She keeps the lights down low. I think the reason why he hated school is he had some really challenging children in his other classrooms, and we've just seen a lot of change lately with children and their behavior around our children. And I think some of it has to do with the last 3 years, what we've gone through as a society, and I feel like there's tons of other factors, and I don't need to get into them, but I'm just seeing my child come back, and so that's the coolest thing in the world. I think it's going to take a lot more time. Today I felt like it was amazing. So because he had a play date, he was just lit up. So that's kind of the last missing piece, is friendship and socialization, and we're slowly getting there, but we think reading is really important, and we think his education is really important. And so that has taken the front seat, especially with like short weeks with Easter and things like that. We haven't hit a groove yet, and then Edward hurt his knee, and so there's just like little things that keep popping up, and I know that's life, that have like pulled us back a little bit from being able to establish this really good routine outside of his schooling. So we've 100% got his schooling down. They start every single morning after the girls leave. He gets to take breaks. They've been building Legos. It's so much fun. Like, he loves the Lego activities that they do together. Like, before he would definitely struggle with Legos, and now I feel like he thinks he can do anything, which is amazing, and I support that 100%. Yeah, I don't know. So things are really good when it comes to Lincoln, and the girls are still doing good in school. They are a little jealous, especially Juliet, but her and I are bonding, so I took her I walk her to school and pick her up every day, and she loves that, so she feels special when it's just her and I. And then, what did I do? I took her to go get a snow cone one day because she gets out an hour earlier than Scarlett, and then this morning I took Scarlett and got her a hot chocolate from Starbucks, so she enjoyed that. So breaking up the children has been fun. Juliet was at like a gym, like a, what do you call them? It's like a parent survival night, a parents night out type thing. And Scarlett was left home because she's kind of too old for it, and they ended up not even having a spot for her because she did ask to go, but she can go for like one more year. But anyway, she has not gone lately. So her and I went on a date. We went to a really good Italian restaurant. I don't think I put it on my post, I just put it on my story, but it was so much fun. I took pictures the whole time because I don't know, she's cute, and I wanted pictures of us, like, while we were waiting, and of our food and stuff like that. But it was a really, really good bonding experience, and I know it's super important to do that with your kids. I haven't made it as much of a priority as I wish. I love doing stuff with the kids, without a doubt, but I like when they're all together because then they get more interactions with you, and I understand sometimes it's better to have the one-on-one that can go a lot farther than taking them all out. But done Barnes & Noble lately, which that they stinking love. Of course, they love Target. Juliet had her birthday recently, and she turned 9, and she got a whole bunch of money from her friends, and Regina, I don't think you watch my stuff, but hi. And so we went and spent that at Kroger. They have like a really good Lego aisle. I don't think they got Legos. I think they got like slime, or, you know, marshmallow slime and chocolate slime and whatever else, which they can only play with outside. But yeah, I don't know. Everything's really good with the kids. Like, their kids will be kids, and they're a little tough, but I'm good at handling tough. Like, if I'm tired, of course I'm tired, and going the extra mile feels really daunting sometimes, but I know that's, everyone feels that way. But in general, that's amazing. The things that are not 100% hiccupy, but are a little different than they were, say, 6 or 12 months ago, is real estate. So my April and May will be amazing, thank goodness. But the months before that were a trickle. And my business is so big, business-wise, I spend a ton of money on marketing and employees. And now I'm down to the 3, and everything, it runs super smoothly. But we have my original office in Conroe, which I just passed, and we need to renovate it and turn it into an Airbnb. We have not done that yet. So that's my original office, real close to downtown. I want to put bikes in it, and I'm really, really excited. And then we have my temporary office, which was on my Instagram a little bit. Don't think I ever put a video up here. But that we thought for 3 to 6 months. It ended up being 12 months. And it just ended up being a waste of money and not necessary. I do miss having an office to go to. I'm not a huge fan of working at home. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think I need to find like a library, or rent an office from a friend, or hang out with a friend at their office, like when they're not there or something. But then I have my office, and then we have the land. So the land is on a mortgage, and this is like TMI, but whatever. If you're still listening at like 30 minutes in, we're probably really good friends, so you can know my TMI. But our land payment originally for 12 months was interest only, and they gave us a 3-month extension. We've been working with different contractors. We've been really taken advantage of by different people. We were cash funding it at one point, which obviously drained our cash, and we've just gone through a lot, but it didn't matter because I was working really hard, and the income could support everything. With the slowdown in how high my overhead was, I didn't cut my overhead fast enough, and I let overhead drag that I shouldn't have let drag, and now I have no overhead. I have no unnecessary overhead for the first time ever. I have nothing negative in my life, no negative people. I am so happy with my business setup and my personal setup and my friends and all my family and all the choices I've made leading up to this point. The choices might have been tough, but the outcome is exactly where I needed it to be, and I hate making mistakes. They eat me alive. I don't know If this is normal, judge me if you want to, but I don't like making mistakes, and I've made a lot lately, and they're really just growing pains. And the whole idea of like fail forward, I really believe in that. Like fail forward all day long. Yeah, I'm all about failing forward, because obviously I have no other choice but to embrace that at this point. But the growth and the challenges that I've gone through in the last 12 months were very painful, very emotional, but I am exactly where I belong right now, minus this one thing over my head. Can you see it? It's hanging up here, and it is the land. And I have showcased the land here on the channel, and if you saw my last upload, the last time I hit the upload button for a horizontal video, our land is for sale now. So we bought the land. Our our interest payment was $3,000 a month, which we could stomach. Interest rates have pretty much doubled. We no longer have our old interest rate. We have a doubled interest rate, and we're paying principal and interest, which, yes, we're paying both. So our payment has gone from $3,000 to $8,000, and it is just not what I want to do right now. I am sick and tired of people taking advantage of us. The amount of money we've spent on surveys, on architectural plans that can't even be used by said GC, the people that have lied to us, drug out any process you can imagine when it comes to developing commercial land. Like, it's not even they've seen a girl and taken advantage of a girl. They just are liars that steal money, and it doesn't matter who you are. I think the only way to develop commercial land is hire pretty much the most expensive person. And I think that's how all trades are right now. I don't want my phone to fall over. I feel like that's how all trades are right now. It is just tough right now. Like, people are tough. I go back to, everyone says it, but no one wants to work. Yeah. So we are selling our land, and I have no idea what we're going to do for the future when it comes to building 𝗏𝗢𝗡𝗚 as a brokerage outside of the relationship I have with people that buy and sell with me, George Lacey. So 𝗏𝗢𝗡𝗚 is not going anywhere. We kind of have this feeling that we might belong in Montgomery County, and so that could be the direction we take it in. We might get something temporary. Heck, I might renovate the Airbnb and decide that's where I want my office to be. Who knows? But I own an office. There are other places I can office. So if you look up my address, I can go to that office. It's nothing as super close to where I live, and my family is so important to me, and I don't like to waste any time in my whole entire day. And so I love having my office right next to my house. So, I mean, as I sit here and think about it, honestly, if I could have anything I wanted, I might get a she shed, an office out of my she shed for 6 to 12 months. I know I have a lot of options and opportunities in front of me, and all I need to do is decide and embrace one. But right now, my number one priority is getting this mortgage payment for the land off my plate. I don't want this pressure of generating that much money ever again anymore, actively. Passively, if that type of money's coming in, that is amazing, and I have lots of dreams and ambitions and directions I want to go. I just don't think building this huge brokerage with 50 agents is on my plate anytime soon. My family is just too important to me. My sanity is too important to me. I learned a lot of things that I won't say, but I know where I'm going, and it's annoying that I've been on this figure 8 racetrack for so long to get there, and there was always this opening. But my glasses were foggy, and I had the wrong people in my life, and I I don't have any of that in my life anymore. So I don't know. I'm really, really, really excited to get past this one last stressor and to watch the opportunities open up for me mentally, physically, like everything. So anyways, so that's my little TMI. Throwing out there, this is technically for my besties. I don't think I will upload this as a vlog. I think I'm going to call this for my besties, but I will show you where I'm going. So maybe it will be for my besties /vlog, because why not? Because I did promise 𝗕𝗟𝗓 a vlog. But yeah, so we have like 11 minutes until I have to turn this off. So where else did I want to take this conversation? So let me think. I felt like there was something else I wanted to talk about. I have managed to help so many families lately. It has been so rewarding, so amazing. I feel so good with everyone I've been able to work with lately. Like, huge blessing, tons of fun. I've helped people buy some amazing houses, and I have a listing. I have multiple listings, but I have a listing right now that is a house for sale in my neighborhood that I'm super excited about. And I have one coming, I think, in 77388, which is a little northeast of me. Also 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗏 ISD that I'm really excited about because it's a really good price point. I think it's around right under 300 and has solar. The solar has not been paid off, but you'll get an $11,000 credit towards the solar, and it's a really cool property. Anyone that wants solar is gonna like die of this property because it's renovated, and I love it. love it. Love the layout, love everything about it. So I'm really excited about this property. And I don't have any other listings minus what's on my MLS page coming besides that one that I know of so far. I've had some appointments and people just aren't ready to pull the trigger, but interest rates are better. I have a client that was able to get 5.5 recently, so that's exciting. Mostly what I've been selling is new construction. So huge for me is Harper's Preserve. I have sold so many houses in Harper's Preserve. 𝗲𝗎𝗓 and Harper's Preserve is in Conroe. The schools are really good. It's right next to the Woodlands, and that's why so many people are gravitating towards it. Could be my kid. So Mackenzie is a paramedic, and so is her husband. So yeah, it's been so much fun helping people with new construction. There's so many different neighborhoods. Bridgeland has a handful that I've sold lately. What else is good? 𝗲𝗎𝗓 and Tomball, Bridgeland. The Highlands, I've sold a handful in there. Woodson's Reserve, oh, love Woodson's Reserve. I've been spending a ton of time in Montgomery County, a little bit in Cypress, not so much in Katy, but tons of sales. So Cypress, Katy are the top two, and then all of Montgomery County, if you add it up, that is definitely up there as well. Their prices haven't really dropped except for new construction, but I got so bloated it had to drop. The incentives going on right now with new construction are amazing. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else I want to say, y'all. Yeah. Swim team is starting. Oh, I knew what I was going to say. But swim team is starting. Kids are doing swim team. That's Scarlett calling me. I think she'll be okay. Swim team is starting. I love swim team. I'm a huge sponsor and huge supporter of swim team, and I sponsored the new scoreboard, which I don't regret it, but it was like said yes without thinking. But really excited to support swim team in such a huge way this year. So I will have to document our first swim meet for y'all, because I think that will be fun to like help you experience a Texas swim meet in a big city. We moved up in bracket, so we'll probably lose most of our games, but I'm trying to be positive. I was talking about manifesting earlier, but in big energy. But then the other thing is we've been playing pickleball, and I don't know if I've talked about pickleball. I don't think I've talked about pickleball on YouTube yet. We have fallen in love with pickleball. There are 4 courts in our neighborhood. You can technically do 8 courts if you want. And Scarlett, I'm gonna call her back in a second. And okay, so love me some pickleball. I am addicted to pickleball. We've played in I played in 1.5 leagues. We're about to start another league. Edward and I together for the last one. This is so beautiful. So stinking beautiful today. I feel like I have vlogged lately here, and it has been so gray and so yucky, but today it is beautiful. The water looks a tiny bit choppy, but you know, it's a bowl, so that's gonna happen. But I love how beautiful it is. So we are playing pickleball, loving it. And then I was talking about manifesting, but I might remember to talk about it on my way home, because obviously I need a lot of human interaction today because I have not shut up. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited for the future. I'll show you, I think I have it in my car, and I'm rereading it. I'm reading this manifesting book. I'm listening. If you have never listened to Diary of CEO, I've listened to 2 episodes, and they are about anything and everything. Oh my gosh, I am in love. He has almost 2 million subscribers. Congratulations to him. That's awesome. And I am just like digging that podcast right now. It's also on YouTube, and then obviously podcasts. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about that, I think, when I get back into my car. So this is Bentwater right over there, so pretty. So this is a gated master plan community with the country club and the golf course and everything in between, the spa, and it's a manned gate, so I have to talk to them. Let's see, I do have business cards, hallelujah. So yeah, I will catch y'all inside and catch you on the other side. With you how beautiful Bentwater is, because why not? So there are all the people that are lucky ducks not working and playing golf. There were 2, now there's none, but someone's building a house right there. What's really cool about this neighborhood, it has been around for, I don't know, 15, 20 plus years, and there is still new construction because so many people bought lots and never developed them. So many people just bought a lot so they could play golf here with a discount. So I think that's super cool. But they have a country club, a salon, and day spa. They have this really cool sports club. They have these villas that you can rent. So I had a client, the client's house I'm going to right now, they rented one of the villas and got to experience the neighborhood before they bought. How stinking cool is that? So I met them in the neighborhood for all the houses they wanted to see. And unfortunately, Edward had to meet them a couple days later. I was unable to come on a different day, and so Edward hooked them up and gave them a different perspective. So that was really cool that they had the opportunity to see both perspectives. But these trees have really developed. So some of these lots that are not built on are along this road. So there is the marina, which is back towards the entrance, and then up here will be the country club, and they have a couple restaurants. The one on the, I don't know what hole it is, but it's on the hole T thing over here, the one that's right over here, has the best iced tea I've ever had, which is so weird. Love the iced tea. So let's see. In the spa restroom is like the nicest restroom I've ever seen. How pretty is this? I don't know if you can see it, but some villas to the right. So here's a country club. So there's a restaurant right there where the closed umbrellas country club, pools and tennis courts. Let's see. This is no, this is not my turn. It says it's my turn. Let's see if I can go forward a little more. Yeah, this is 100% my turn. My car stinks at telling me where to turn, y'all. Okay, we're gonna U-turn it up. Just wanted to show y'all the tennis courts again. That's all. There are so many tennis courts. And if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 pools. I could be mistaken. Turn here. Oh, the sign is... Look at the wrong sign. Oh, the street to the left and the street to the right are 2 different streets. That's why I fudged. It said 100 yards and I was like 100% at my turn. Ooh, the pool is already open. My pool is not open. So there's like a little splash pad in there. Get on a skateboard. What a beautiful day to play golf. So my client's house is 0.3 miles from here. How lucky are they? So again, there is new construction in here. What my client is buying is new construction. So I am going to show it to you. Oh, cute people. I love that house. So there's an empty lot, but they are scattered all over the neighborhood. This builder has 3 other homes for sale, 1 on that street, 3 other homes for sale in the neighborhood. Some of these trees are so big and beautiful. So there's a newer house. I think there's a street for the house for sale on that street too. But we are going to go down to Waterford. Love the magnolia tree. The brickwork is beautiful. There's this one really weird looking house in here. I don't know where it is. This is my turn, y'all. Okay, so the contractors and everyone are here still. We are closing. It's pretty. This house is a little weird. Like the world's smallest house. Okay, so this is the house. I'm gonna find somewhere to park. I think I'm gonna go around the cul-de-sac. And you can actually see the water from this house. So the water is, these people are on the water straight in front of me. And so you can see the water to the right and to the left. Super, super stinking cool. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, I'm sitting here eating carrots right now. Okay, I've just spent the last hour-ish in the house. So they are doing like finishing touches and stuff. I want to show y'all the water view real quick. There's a whole bunch of workers, so hopefully my phone doesn't die. It has 1%, but I'm gonna run you inside. Well, maybe I'll go around back. I think I'm gonna show it to y'all from the back. So you got power lines, but I feel like most people look past them. It's still technically a 2-way water view, and that side's really pretty. If I had more time, I'd go walk down there. I would sit down there. I would take a book down there. But I don't know if the back door's unlocked. Here's the back. It's an outdoor kitchen. I don't know if he left it unlocked. Nope, he did not unlock it. So this fireplace is something we requested. They do. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. My camera died on my way to the backyard. One more time. Just wanted to show y'all the kitchen so bad. Isn't this an awesome kitchen? I'm in love. And then check out this fireplace. We custom added this. It had like bathroom tile on it. But I am in love. And all of these windows. All of this natural light. Just amazing. Super beautiful bathroom. And the closet's pretty big, so I think this is what was on the fireplace and then goes around to the laundry room. But what I wanted to show you, which I technically already showed you, but it died, is the backyard. I'm going to show it to you from above. So that's Lake Conroe, and you can also see it on the other side. So I technically showed you all the outdoor kitchen down there, but it died. It's just so beautiful out today. So stinking beautiful. Okay, that's it. Now I'm headed to Magnolia, and I'll catch y'all over there. Such a pretty, pretty tree. While we're in the shade, I'm going to just show you my little adventure. So 38 minutes across, like south and a little west, and away we go. So we're exiting Bentwater, and this is 1097. So you can see where I am in relation to the lake, and let's go having a little adventure. Lake Conroe again. I actually love the like super north side. You cannot go over there with a boat that like goes deep into the water. It has to be a very shallow boat. But yeah, I think it's really pretty over here. So I'm actually a couple minutes into my drive, about 6, and I am listening to a podcast. I'm listening to the Diary of a CEO podcast. So just such a beautiful day for a vlog and for my besties. So in a little bit I'm going to catch up with y'all and share a little bit about my manifesting book that I've already read and I'm reading for the second time, and it's really good. I feel like I've uglified the book, made it super ugly because I am like highlighting and pin marking it, but it is a super good book. I didn't think I would get as much out of it as I am. There is just a whole different perspective, and it's so cool to see someone else's journey via the book because she shares so much about her journey, not just about manifesting in general. And then manifesting goes so far back into time. It's super cool to see the history of manifesting. I didn't even know anything really about manifesting until I saw one of my favorite YouTube vlogger chicks from the UK talk about this book. I tried ordering it. It was on back order. I found out they were doing some type of new reprint of the book, even though it's, I assume they were like fixing a typo or something like that. And so it took forever to get the book. I had to pre-order it, and I actually just got a second copy of it today, and I'm going to make my 12-year-old read it. So I think it will be very eye-opening for Scarlett to read something of that magnitude written on the level it's written on. And yeah, it might go over her head a little bit, but there's nothing bad she can learn in this book. So I'm really excited to present her with it. 𝗕𝗟𝗏𝗧 at Waterstone. It's like a very nice, like budget-friendly neighborhood, for lack of better words. Oh my god, look at that huge ditch. I would probably not want to live near that ditch. But we are about to come up on 105. So up and over the hill. There's been a lot of growth out here. Brand new grocery store. We are going to head through the city of Montgomery. We are going to take 149 all the way south. And we are pretty darn north right now. Crazy, crazy north. So we are just, I actually have, I don't know if I've ever gone this way to go through Magnolia or Montgomery, but let's check it out. Why is it so blurry? It is so rural out here. It's just like you go a couple extra miles and you're like, where am I? So interesting. Everything is so green right now. We've had such a good amount of rain lately. It is refreshing. Like literally, obviously. So I think we're coming up on Montgomery, the city of Montgomery. So there are all different types of housing out here, but the city is so cute. Jim's Hardware, do it best. Downtown Montgomery, I've driven through it before. It's super restaurants, and they have like Sip and Stroll, and there's not as much as there used to be. There are some things closed. Urban Coffee Culture. I wonder if that's still open. It's super cute downtown. Tomball has way more in it than Montgomery, and then Spring is more commercialized, but it has even more, in my opinion, more shops and such. So we are going straight, but there's a new grocery store down to the left, and there, I think it's a Kroger, and then there's a Brookshire Brothers there. I have a feeling it won't last too much longer if it's not already closed. And then that restaurant's pretty popular. There's lots of fried food there, so you've been warned. And then there's some chickens, and there is a private school up here on the right. I've done this trip before, but there's the rest of the trip. I'm going to finish listening to my podcast, and I'll catch y'all in about 20 minutes when I head into Lake Windcrest, so y'all can check it out. I don't think I've ever filmed Lake Windcrest before, so I'm really excited to show it to y'all. Oh, elementary school first. And then I think there's a private school up here. This is Montgomery Christian Academy. So if you're looking for a private school option, they, I think, have 4 through 7. They might have more than that, but for sure 4 through 7. So something cool we're going to cross upon is Wood Forest, which Wood Forest is a very popular community. Not sure if I've sold more in the Woodlands or Wood Forest or Klein, but it's definitely way, way up there, if not one of the top neighborhoods I've sold in. It's master planned and beautiful and tons of amenities, and it still has new construction as of 2023. So I am on 1488. We have Magnolia High School, which is super beautiful, kind of over there on the left above the median. It's so hard to see, I'm sorry, but it's really pretty. And here we are coming into Magnolia. So obviously all of these buildings are really new. All of the restaurants, a whole bunch of restaurants. There's a car wash, urgent care, liquor store, Chase Bank, and then this beautiful HB that I am in love with. Like, how beautiful is that HB? Holy cow. And then gas station, and then more restaurants and shopping centers, and there's a CVS, and then that's the road I think I'm taking home. Might take another road home, and then more shopping centers. They're throwing some apartments out here, tons of land. So 1488 it does go on the north side of the Woodlands. So you just take it straight, and Lake Windcrest has multiple entrances all the way down 1488, not all the way down, but down 1488. I assume there will be more shopping centers here in front, and then obviously all of this land will eventually be developed one day, but as for now it is just pastures. And then where we come over bridges are probably waterways, so I can see the land dipping down, so eventually we'll get to some type of waterway. But there is a lot of new construction behind me and in front of me. Audubon is out here. Lots of, what's that? Neighborhoods, so tons of neighborhoods along 1488. This is probably my favorite sector of Magnolia if you are thinking about buying a house out here. I love Indigo Lakes. Lake Windcrest is probably my favorite. Thousand Oaks is out here. But what I was going to say is this goes all the way to I-45, and so then you can take I-45 north or south, and north takes you to Conroe, south takes you to the Woodlands in Houston. And so this 2978 and 1488 is in front of me 5 to 10 minutes. There's a really cute shopping center that doesn't have anything in it yet, and then that children's whatchamacallit. So Magnolia ISD is out here, cute little rustic shop. Everyone's passing me because they don't like how slow I'm going. So we're super close to coming up on the neighborhood. So behind these trees is 78 is the northwest edge of the Woodlands, and there's a Target there and like a TJ Maxx or Marshall's, a whole bunch of stuff, restaurants. There's another new H-E-B up here on the right. Yeah, so it's really cool. So we are pulling into Lake Windcrest now. Oh, the magnolia trees are beautiful. I'm so sad I did not tell my grandmother that I was coming out here today. I don't even know if she's home. So again, there are multiple entrances. One of the main entrances goes straight to the golf course. So this is, every single house out here is different. I assume there are some duplicate builders. Of course, we're going into the sun, so I'm not going to be able to show that to you. That's straight ahead, but I'll let you look out the window over here. So glad I have sunglasses on today. So bright. I mean, every single house is a different. That one's really pretty. Holy cow. So these are typically 2-acre lots. So there's one of the lakes. I feel like I have to show you the other side of the road. Oh, another beautiful house. Isn't this just an amazing neighborhood? I'm so excited. And it does have a few amenities, so I'm gonna put those on the screen. The neighbor's house for the house I'm going to, I want this neighbor's house so stinking bad. People walking their dog, don't want to scare anyone. People with horses. Cute. Some of the houses are set farther back than others. There, of course, is a build line throughout the neighborhood. There's still deed restrictions, but you can see there's an older house. So very similar to like Bentwater, where you can just buy a lot and sit on it. Because the neighbors, so my client's house that they bought is kind of old in my opinion. And then the neighbor's house is brand spanking new, which is cool. So the lake is up in front of us. I typically use a different entrance. Lots and lots of trees, y'all. Wow, I have a huge lot. Actually, no, that's not my friend's house. I have a friend that lives in here, and I was like, wait, that looks like her backyard. So the lake is in front of us, and it's like the boat launch is gated, which is super nice. So this is the entrance I normally take. The sun's in our eyes again. So all of these houses are on the water. So I feel like some of the older houses are on the water. I think there's a new one coming up. Let's see what we can find. That one's getting some renovations. This one's big and super wooded. See the house. Sun's gonna pop out here in a second. Sun, sun, sun. The lake is pretty decent of a size. If you are like, I want to live on a lake, I really want to enjoy it, it might not be big enough for you. Lake Conroe might be more of an option that would satisfy your needs. So here we're coming up on the park. I feel like the playground is newer. I don't remember the cover last time I was here. Like, that has to be new. The people fishing, the kids playing baseball. Just such a cool community. I feel like all it needs is like a swim team, and I would be so excited to live here. I would probably move tomorrow if it had a swim team. That's just the one thing I'm gonna miss if and when we ever leave our neighborhoods. This house is pretty. A couple walking down the street. Older house. There aren't a ton of houses for sale in here right now. Is that their house? No, that's not the house I want, but I love their house. So my clients actually have like this oversized lot, and that's why they bought this piece of property, and they dug a pond on it, so it has a little pond slash lake, which is really stinking cool. I think I'll take y'all back there. I'm not, I mean, I know I kind of feel weird walking around the property, but I think I'm gonna. I've done it before. I've done it before because I took a video of the house for them last time I was here and like gave them my opinion on it. So these people have horses. We're like going super far back here. I didn't realize how far back it was. I think the next house, the one I want. Oh yeah. Isn't that house to die for? That is the house that I'm in love with. Okay, so this is the house we're coming up to. So it is definitely one of the older houses. Like I said, right next to a brand new house. But it is so pretty out here. Okay, so I'm going to FaceTime my client and walk around the house with them. And then I will show it to y'all. Just wanted to show y'all how pretty it is. The sun is setting, so there's not a ton of light left, but super pretty. This house was custom built by someone, and it is really cool. It has not been updated. I'm gonna show you a couple little things. So like this was a water fountain feature that, it's a water fountain? Anyways, a water feature that was 100% working. And there, I mean, this is just stuff you don't see anymore, but I mean, I assume everything was hand built. How interesting is this? So technically double oven, right? The newer dishwasher, the extra sink, which you see that sometimes. But just all this custom work. And then this is super cool. This is the land. Like that's the lake. I'll show y'all the backyard, but I'm probably not gonna go back there just because the sun is setting and I close the blinds, but I have to show you a couple funny things. This sink, look how small this sink is. This itty bitty sink, and then the paint in the bathroom is super cute. I actually love pink and orange together, but so excited to see what they do with this house. And I'll show y'all, it just keeps going, like it's huge. There's like a huge room, well that's a closet, but then a huge bedroom, and then a huge room over there, and then there are a couple bedrooms and an extra room over there. But I'm gonna turn off the lights and then I'll show you the backyard real quick. So I love this little side porch. I feel like you could take this out, and if that was your office, how cool would it be to just be able to walk right out? Ironically, none of us knew that shed was there, which is hilarious. And so this is the backyard. It's got a huge garage, and then the land goes super far back. I wish Edward was with me, but love, love, love. Last time we were here, we were in rain boots, so but super beautiful land. I'm so excited for them, and I think this is just like the perfect neighborhood for them. And yeah, now I get to drive home and have dinner with Edward. I think the kids have already eaten at 7:21, so they have definitely already eaten. But yeah, super cool house. Can you imagine this house lime washed? How stinking cool it would be. And then probably replace the tile work and take the patio farther out, the side patio, the back patio. The driveway is in really good condition for how old it is. There's another side patio on this side. It's just an amazing piece of land. Okay, to the car. Baby.
It's just, you just have to start it up, buddy. You have to put chlorine and chemicals and the water.
You can. Hi. Good morning. It's now tomorrow, and this is one of the pool projects. It is a little tinted, but we scrubbed the crud out of it, so I don't know how it could possibly have a green tint. But check this out. Oh, a pickleball net. We don't have enough room to play pickleball, but almost, if you stand in the corner. I'm excited. Another day, another day.